My name is Kiriki, and this is my presentation on CES, Shadows, Borders, and Corners. All right. So first of all, shadows. There are two major types of shadows, box and text. Like they sound, these either give shadows to the text or the box of the block. You can use these to make text stand out, glow, or even kind of give it an outline, like the stroke tool for text in Photoshop, which is something useful if, say, you've got a background that has a lot of colors going on, or you just need a little bit of contrast. For border attributes, there are three major attributes. So for borders, you have style, you have color, and you have width. This isn't including corners because I'm going to cover that by themselves. So for style, you have 11 different types of styles. None, which, like it sounds like, has no border. Hidden, which is like none, but sometimes with especially with tables where you have a lot of borders interacting with each other really close together, it will help eliminate any problems with that. A dotted line, like it sounds, creates a line that is dotted around your block. A dashed line creates a dashed line. A solid creates a solid line. A double creates a double line with space between those two lines. A groove creates a 3D border, which looks similar to a picture frame, depending on other selections. A ridge, which creates a border with a ridge. An inset, which creates an inset kind of border. An outset, which creates an opposite, like a border that's kind of opposite of inset. Initial, which is a default value. And inherit, which is will inherit from a parent element. All right, color. Imagine that is like other color elements, how you set the color. So like text color or background color, it's all the same kind of jazz. It takes named colors as well as the other ways of setting colors in CSS. So, I mean, I like RGB or not RGB. I like hex more than RGB, but I mean, if you're going to do transparency, you'll want to do RGBA. Anyways, all right, and width, as you might expect, is pretty much the same as other width assignments. You tell it how wide you want it, and it makes it that wide. Corners. With border radius, you can change the corners. You can create rounded corners or even ellipses. All right, so let's go look at some examples. I've got a website I'm working on kind of for fun that I put some examples up. So this text up here, you'll see, has a text shadow. And this is the exact thing I copied off from the CSS. So it has 2 pixels by 2 pixels. If you'll notice, it kind of goes kind of to the left and down a little bit. And it also has 8 pixels, which kind of blurs it a little bit. And then it has the color, so that's why it's a red shadow. On this picture, I have 10 pixels, 10 pixels, so there is no blur on it, and it is gray. If you compare it with this one, which is the same picture and the same settings, it just has an extra 5 pixels here to give it kind of that glow and softer edge. And then this has a text shadow of 2 pixels, 2 pixels, 8 pixels, and this color right here. And actually, let me go look in the CSS real quick. I was thinking I might have assigned 2. That's shadow 2. So let's go page source. Okay. Put it all on the same thing, so hopefully that's shadow 2. Okay. So all right, here we go. That's the right one. I had a little problem with assigning the shadows. That's 0, 0, 3 pixels, and then red, and 0, 0, 5 pixels, and then blue. That's why it's got kind of, you know, when you look through 3D glasses, it's got the red overlay and the blue overlay. So that's kind of like a double hazy shadow. And it looks pretty good against the background. So you can use that whatever you want to go with. Okay, now let me think. And then I did about for the shadows. I did home. So I did home for the borders. So on this one, I wanted to look at the complex borders. So this one is groove and it is goldenrod. And when I hover, it turns into ridge. So if you notice, they're kind of like inverse of each other. So the spots change depending on whether or not you hover over it. So that's kind of how that looks. A lot of the other ones, like they're exactly what they say on the tin. The inset and the outset are kind of opposite. So this groove and hover, or ridge, this groove and ridge are pretty much opposites as well. All right, and then we get some fun with the corners on the room. So I did a lot of pictures here, and I did not make them small. Anyways, so these are just nice rounded corners. So if, let me pull up. Okay, let me do this. I'm gonna put you over here, you over here. Just gonna scroll down to, oh, that one. Scroll down to bedroom A. Okay, so for bedroom A, I did border radius 25 pixels. So this just does all of them the same 25 pixels. Bedroom B is 15, 50, 35. So if you notice 15 right here, and then this is a big old 50, and this is 30, and this is 5. You'll see this a lot in different kinds of CSS where you start up top and you work your way around the block. And this is a similar kind of, so this is 15, and then there's 50, and then there's 30. But since we didn't label this one, it gets kind of the same thing going on over here. Let's see where. So this one, we said 15 and 50. So top left is 15. This one is 50. And then since we didn't assign values to these two corners, they kind of inherited. So 15, 15, 50, 50. Hopefully that's not super confusing, but now we have ellipses. So bathroom A, yeah, okay. So bedroom E is also an ellipse. 15 slash, if you'll remember kind of how we did some of those charts, they had slashes instead of commas, so it kind of carries through. So it's 15 pixels to 15 pixels. So if you notice, they kind of do an ellipses corner. So at one point they're 15, at the other point they're 50, and opposite there, starting at 50, or not opposite, but it kind of like reflects. Okay, and then this is just border radius 50%, so it kind of trims off about 50%. It makes a perfect little egg there. And then this is bathroom B. So it'll be border radius 25%. So this will just trim it nice and cornered like. And then bathroom D, or bathroom C, is 10%, so smaller corners. And then for this one, I just wanted to show you how you can kind of change things up too. So this one has solid border, and then dashed, and then dotted, and then I'm not sure if you can tell there, but you've got a groove going on. So that's kind of how the different borders work together. And if you notice, they kind of go around the corners. So it'd probably be more obvious if, say, you used it on something that's square, where your lines kind of are going to end up. So these are the different four sides of your object. All right. Thank you so much for listening to my presentation. Hopefully that helped out well. Reminder that you can use a basic shadow to outline your text for reading accessibility. Didn't show that one off because shadows are more exciting than just straight outlines, but sometimes you got to use all your tools in your toolbox. All right, thank you so much.